Hi everyone, my name is Devang and welcome back to another video. And in this video we will be looking at the implementation. Okay, just a minute. Oh yeah, implementation of what we did in the previous video. So if you haven't seen the previous video, make sure that you go and watch the video, because all the explanations that how we will implement the stack, what would be the functions, and which data structure needs to be used, which is the compiler based decision, and what all I have covered in that video. In this video we will particularly looking at the code part. Okay, so if you haven't watched, please make sure that you watch that video before doing or proceeding this video. Perfect. So this would be structure of our video right now. We will see about class, in which class stack in which we will implement this. We would see various functions and some interesting tips. Okay, so make sure that you watch till the end. Before proceeding any further, I want to make sure that you know about Newton School. Basically, Newton School is a website or a platform from where you can learn anything for free, and you have to pay zero fee until you are placed. You also get an assured package of 5 lakh to 40 lakh CTC. You are being trained by advanced teachers which are from IIT and NITs. You also get 24/7 doubt support, and the Newton School has a tie-up with among 300 plus companies such as Unacademy, Snapdeal and all. So you are getting the assured placement under Newton School. Like, this is different part. Newton School has launched an initiative which is known as Launchpad. Now this Launchpad section contains various courses, like various courses such as web development, Android development, data structures, and many courses which are given you at free of cost, purely free of cost. And you are given a certificate of completion if you do these courses from their website. Like the Launchpad section, there are exercises, there are questions which are given to you. You get a doubt support of 24/7. All this for free. Can you think, like, all this for free? This initiative is taken by Newton School to make India developer powerhouse of the world. So make sure that you go and check out the Launchpad section so that you can do various courses. And if you do this particular course from Launchpad section, you will also gain a certificate of completion and exercises and questions. As I always say, data structure involves 5% theory, 95% practice. So make sure that you do a lot of questions. Now let's start. As I said in the previous video, we will be using minimal things. Like, we will not use fancy things. We will try to keep it as minimal as possible so that you know how the basic things work. So first of all, header files, hash include. Let me just divide the screen once so that all the code is, just a minute. Okay, is it okay, yeah. Okay, so hash include input output stream, then using namespace standard. Okay, so these are the particular header files. These are in particular header files. And standard is to avoid collision. I will explain the code line by line to avoid collisions. Now we have to implement a class. So we have class stack in which we have some private things. Okay, let's the point over here. By default, members and methods in the class are private. Methods in class are private, whereas instruct they are public. they are public. They are public. Okay, so class stack. Then we have some private data members such as integer, star, array. Okay, a pointer only. Then we have a integer size. Then we have a top element, int top. So these are basically okay, let me write over here. These are basically the initial members. Now if we have to initialize anything in the class, we use a constructor. So let's make a constructor. Let make it public. Okay, then we have stack. Perfect. Now this stack will take the size as a parameter. Like when I will initialize my main, then I will make the parameters as n, int n. So what I will do, I will just do this size is equal to n. Actually this is not required, but make sure that you understand what is size. And top is equals to -1, and array is equals to new int of n, new int n. So this is basically constructor. This is basically a constructor. Now what this constructor is doing, this is basically inputting the size of the stack, input the size of stack, right? Then it is initializing the size member, initializing the size member as n. Okay, then it is initializing top is equal to -1. What I said, in array we initially keep top over here and making a new array. Okay, I hope that you understood this basic. Now this is used to specify that we are dealing with the members of class, dealing with members of class. This is used to specify this. Okay, now let's proceed further to our first function. Let me just rub it over here. Let me just delete it. Then again I have to, no problem. Okay, now let's just implement our function which is known as void push. It will take int data as input. Now see, this was our array. Okay, here is our top. Size of the array, n is equals to size of the array. Right, I say size is equals to n. Okay. First condition for the check: if top is equal to size -1, then cout overflow and return. A return will just basically come out of the function. If this condition is not met, like top is equal to not -1, then top plus increment the size of the top by 1 and do this. Array of top is equals to data. So basic function of pushing an element, inserting an element, basic inserting an element. Okay, now we will see pop function. Void pop, it will not input any data. You can actually make this function as integer 1, integer pop, like you can return which element is related. So you can say int, just a minute. Okay, you can say int temp is equals to 0 if top is equal to -1. Like this is the check. If top is equal to -1, then cout underflow and return, else top minus else temp is equals to error top, because if before that we do top -1, we will lose the element, and top minus and return, just a minute, and return temp. Basically this we will do. What we are doing in the both this function, this is the check. Like if the stack is going to be underflow or overflow, then we are incrementing the and decrementing the pointers. Then we have increment slash decrement of pointers. This we are doing. Okay, so I hope that you understood these two functions. Again, I'm saying that if you haven't watched the explanation video, please go back and watch it. Now let's do the another one. Okay, let's do another one of the function which is known as int top. It will return the top element. So if top is not equal to -1, if top is not equal to -1, because if top is equal to -1, it could return garbage value which you do not want. If top is equal to -1, you can return please enter some of the data in the stack. So return, or you can say that here you can keep int a, and a is equals to array of top, and here you can say return a. Okay, so I hope you understood this of the topic, this function. Another function that we have is bool is empty. Bool is empty. It will check, basically it will check whether my stack has whether my stack has elements or not. Okay, this would be very handed way in cases. So if okay, just let's just initialize our stack. Here it was top. So when my top will be when my stack will be empty, when top is equal to -1. So you can say that if top is equal to -1, let's initialize bool x here. Bool x is equals to false, then x is equals to true, and return x. So here I have used a flag. Here I have used a flag upon here. What I did, basically I said I am assuming that my array is not empty, sorry, my stack is not empty. I said initially by default I am assuming the array or the stack is not empty. Then I checked that if my top is -1, then I am wrong. Then I will say x is equals to true, and if like after doing this kind of stuff, whatever my value of x is, return that. This is the simple thing. Similarly, we can implement a function which is let me just erase here so that I do not have to delete it. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so another function which I will like you to know is somehow, which is okay. Yeah. Void is full. You can also check that if your array is full. When your array will be full, when top is over here. So again, sorry, bool over here. Bool x is equal to false, and again the same check. If top is equal to size -1, then return x is equal to true and return my x. Same of the concept. And entering the class, this symbol will come. So now our class is made. What we did, let us just understand. We did hash include input output stream. Then we said using namespace standard. Then we made a class which was named as stack. Here were some stack functions. Now let's initialize int main. I will say stack s. This is how we initialize, how we use object and class, how we use object class. Okay, so my s is object here and this is class name. Let me just write it over here. This is the class name and this is the object name. Now I can say that s dot push 10. No, we just made a blunder here. It will, if I do not do this, it will initialize with the help of a default parameter, or it will create an error. Here I have to do stack 10, like I have to give the size of the stack. Important step, I just missed that. This is an important part, because according to this, array will be initialized size of the array. Then s dot push, s dot pop, s dot top, and we are here to go. So we have done the implementation of stack via array. Now let's just understand, we did via array the same thing. Let me just increase now. The same thing, okay. The same thing can be implemented via linked list. In the place of stack, we will use linked list, and we will maintain a pointer that we will do when we will do linked list. We can also use vector. Vector will be handed over here because the size errors will be reduced somehow in the case of vectors. So I hope you understood the concept of the implementation. So if you have any doubt, make sure to comment it out, and also check the launchpad section. Okay, so this is about this video. Thank you.